Hey, this is Sky. Um, so I decided to try to make a video to help people get started with the new launcher um, and just show you a few things about it. I've already got it downloaded, so I can't really go through that whole process, but hopefully I can make it a little bit easier for some of you. So the new launcher has a couple different things that you can do. Um, you can use it and continue to use Steam. However, the new client does not support Steam, but there are some macros, particularly for crafting, that some people are having a hard time getting to use in Razor. So they may use Steam for their crafters in PVM or PvP through the new launcher. Uh, Shane and Tony have said that the old launcher will not be, updates will not run through it anymore. Um, and so you will need this new launcher to get any kind of updates, even if you want to continue to use Steam for the time being. The idea is to eventually, with a new client, I think, get everything in game, which I'll show you some of those options where we won't need assist programs. But for now, you still definitely have that option of using Steam. However, you will have to use the old client. But you can do all of that through the new launcher. So we're going to go to uoforever.com. Go to your download, click your download. After it downloads, here, you're going to open it. And just like any other program, go through the steps of having it install. Couple things to remember. If you have a lot of virus protection and firewalls, you're going to have to turn all those off or get them to recognize this program so that it does not block it. I know a couple of people have had that issue. So after you get it all installed, you're going to have this logo right here, my UOF Central. Click that, and it should bring what? The launcher up. Now, if you're going to use your Steam, at any point in time, if you think you'll still want to use Steam, or at least have it there as a backup until you get used to the new launcher, you're going to want to go to your old Steam folder. Generally, it is probably taking a path similar to this. You will see to your profiles. You're going to want to copy and then go to the new folder, which is now UO Forever, and then UO. You see the UO Steam profiles, and then you're going to paste. You will have to set some of your hotkeys up, your spell grid, but your general profiles and your macros will be on the new Steam. So if you're going to use Steam, all you do is hit Other Assistants, and there you go. You got Sal's there too, and you just hit Launch, and it'll bring up your Steam. And you'll be using the old client though. Now to use the new client, you go to Launch. You can just press here and log in. This black screen will disappear once it gets out of beta, but for now they need that. It'll also help if you're having problems or you're crashing. You can read the logs and see what kind of errors you're getting. You're just going to log in, just like you do. And you're going to immediately notice that it looks a little different. The movement is much like, kind of like Sal's. It's a little different. Takes a little to get used to. Colors are a little more vibrant. You can resize your game window super easy. Boom, look at that. Super, super easy. You can also scroll. We'll go through some of those options. You see the little green light, that's all. Under your options here is just about everything. Your general has your always run. A lot of the stuff you see in game options now, just worded a little differently. This is for if somebody is poisoned or paralyzed, they'll turn these colors. You can change those if you want to. That's also really handy. It also has a grid loot function, just like Steam does. You can hit none, which will be your regular corpse, grid loot only, or both. Your circle of transparency is there. Tree hack is built in. Some other little hide roof tiles. You can show HP above mobs and people if you so wish to do that. Sound is pretty self-explanatory. Video under here, this is where you can do this enable in-game zoom scaling. So you just hit click and scroll, and that is super easy. And you know, it's good if you're out on the water or you're looking for turkeys or if you're blind like me and you want to be able to make the screen a little bit bigger. I really like that function. Light levels are here. This macro function is pretty cool. That's what these are right here. So if you want to make basic macro, you just hit new. Say you want to say all follow me. You just hit OK. It shows up here. Create the macro button. Boom, it goes there. And then you just click it. And it will join with the others. So everything kind of locks. Fonts, speech, your colors, counters. This is your counters. It's really easy. You decide how many rows you want, how many columns, and then you literally just put those things in there. So you want to count your purple pots, just put that in one of the boxes, and boom, there it is. You can make them really big if you want. Really small. I like making real small so it fits up in the corner there. Make sure you hit apply when you do things. Experimental's got some your open doors, your open your corpse, those types of things. Your info bar is this up here. You just add or delete which ones you don't want. Containers, you can make your backpack really big. If you're looking for that, you know, handout like we had a couple years ago that was like smaller than this ring and it was dark red and couldn't see it, well, you can make things bigger. So there's a lot of things you can do under functions. One of those is the aura under the feet. That's pretty cool. That says green here. So if your guildmates, if anybody's green to you, they're green. Mobs are going to be gray. Anybody who's gray, mob is gray. You see they have a gray light. Reds will have a red light. The world map is pretty decent. It shows mobs. In red, party members, you right click, you can show your party members. There is not a function yet to show guild members like Steam had, maybe eventually. There are a couple programs as far as UO Automap goes. Some people have a way of getting it to work. Just ask around, or there is another program now called UO Ultima Mapper, and that's something that you can download, and it works just like UO Automap. Just PM me, I can get you the link for that. And eventually they're gonna, it's, I don't think it's connected to this yet, at least I have not figured it out. Because when I click it, it just brings up another login screen. So maybe eventually that'll get added. Remember, this is all in beta. I recommend just, you know, trying it out. It means going to, you know, Razor if you haven't played with Razor for a while. Macros are a little bit different. But you can share. So one thing I liked about Steam was because I wasn't very good at making macros and people would give them to me, I just copy and pasted them. It's not all that dissimilar here. You can send them to each other. So basically, if they post them in Discord, you just copy and paste it into your Razor folder. Uh, Instead of copying and pasting, into the actual box like you would in Steam, you're just copying and pasting it into your Razor folder. And that's pretty much how I've gotten most of my macros. And there is a channel in UOF Discord where people are sharing some of those Razor macros. And I'm sure as more time goes on, people will share more of those. Um, I am not super great at Razor yet, but it takes a minute to come back to me. But you just go through it, and look through how to set your hotkeys and all that. And that's just, it doesn't take very long really to get it. The best thing, what I did. Oh, and here's your spell grid. Look how easy this is, right? If you want to add a spell, you just click it and it's already locked. To unlock it, you hit Alt and then you unlock what you want, move it, and everything else is still locked. So much easier than doing the spell grid in Steam. That used to drive me crazy. You do want to go into your options and make sure that you hit, it's in here somewhere, I think maybe here, yeah, cast spells by one click, so you can just hit it once and you cast it without having to double click. So what I did when this all first started coming out, I just started playing. I went to I think I went to Shame, somewhere pretty easy, and just started hunting and farming. And as I did that, I would, oh yeah, I need my recall macro. I need my hotkeys for this or that. And, it would kind of remind me of things that I needed to get set up. And it took me maybe 2 hours, really sitting down and working through it. So if you have any questions or you have any problems, I know that there is an issue for some people, and Tony says you need to do this C++ redist, whatever that means. But you can go to this website here. Just ask Tony or ask me. I can get you the link if you're still having some issues getting it going. But anyway, I hope this helps some, and just let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks.